Hi, friends.
Hello.
We're glad that you could join us again this week. We always love meeting with you and sharing with you.
Yes, we do. And this is the end of September going into the first part of October. We're only a couple days away now from
Can you
October.
believe it? I can't even believe how fast September went by.
It certainly is.
It's been crazy. But of course, we're excited about October.
Yes. We're kind of in an autumn state of mind here.
Even though it's hot, hot, hot where we are.
For a while. I think we've had a few days of coolness, and now we've got a few days of really warm weather, but it'll be this way. It fluctuates. We're in that transition time.
That's true. And hopefully those temperatures will drop here soon and we can start making our soups and hot drinks more and more.
Yes. Yes. I want to tell you, my stitching group met this last week, and we had lots of fun. And we always have a section in there called Share, Show, and Tell. And it's always amazing what everybody's doing, and everybody's doing something different. They really inspire us, and that's what it's all about. So we share ideas back and forth.
Yeah, great group of gals, and always doing some amazing stitch work.
And I shared with them a new book that we have here at the shop, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I think everybody went home with a copy of it because they were so excited to read it. So,
I'm excited to read it.
I know. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. And you had a wonderful party to go to.
Yes, our friend Crystal hosted, as she often does, a wonderful annual autumn equinox celebration in the evening with a big bonfire, and the weather cooperated, which was so nice. And I was delighted that she asked me to once again do some storytelling for that event. I love doing storytelling. You know, I was an English speech and drama teacher, and I love weaving stories, and I love writing stories and telling stories. And so I wrote a tale especially for this autumn equinox celebration, and I took my frame drum and I drummed and around the bonfire, and I held everyone, I think,
wonderful,
bewitched, which was wonderful. It was a fun and wonderful celebration. And then just a couple nights ago, we hosted here at the shop the Cobb Valley Herb Society, and we talked about mullein, which was wonderful. So we've had a really busy autumn equinox time and September, which has been wonderful. It's been wonderful to connect with more of our community and to share our passions with others.
And we've been noticing a lot of the big spiders out there called the orb weavers. And so as I go between your house and my house and back and forth, I have to watch for them because I will run smack dab into them. They will make this huge, huge web.
They do.
From one bush to another bush or a piece of grass or branch of a tree, whatever.
Right.
And you really can't see them unless it's a certain time of the morning or the evening. And the way the sun's shining on them.
Right.
But the webs are just magical.
They
are beautiful. I call them works of art.
They absolutely are works of art. They're just so intricate and amazing. I mean, yeah, especially as a stitcher, as someone who creates with needle and thread. I mean, it's very similar. You know, they're using their own thread to create works of art.
I just admire those beautiful webs. In fact, I did a crazy quilt piece and I embroidered a spider web on it because it is said to bring good luck. So once in a while we do run into a big old web. We understand that they live here like we do. Yeah. And but we've become what I call karate masters during that time because I go this way and that way and trying to get the web off of me. But I'm concerned also about Mrs. Spider because
for sure.
I want her to be safe also. So I'm careful. And usually I pick up a little branch and find her and transport. Give her another place to live and tell her, make a new nest and a web. And I apologize to her.
Yeah, anytime we're walking around down here too. In the autumn, it's when they get so big and they do hang down. And
but we do love the spiders. They're very beneficial and we do want to take care of them.
Absolutely, as all of the creatures who live here with us. Yeah, except for maybe the ticks.
Yes. Well, yes, the ticks, but those happen in the summertime.
Right.
Okay. The full moon?
Yes, the full moon is coming right up this
couple days.
Friday, right?
A couple days, yes. And it is called the corn moon or the harvest moon.
Yeah.
And it goes by other names also. But I noticed even last night as I got up about 1:30 when I could not sleep. And I looked and I thought, oh my goodness, it is so bright.
Yeah, it was really super bright coming in through the windows, and it just makes me always just think about fall and what we love to do in the fall. And one of the things is, of course, our chai tea, which we love to drink our chai tea. And it just is, even though the weather is not quite there yet. It still seems like the season to pull out the chai with the warming spices. And so our chai tea, I think I probably mentioned before, that was one of the first teas that I really worked hard at blending, one that I would really love, because the one that I loved, the gal who was making it stopped making it. She sold her company. They stopped carrying it. And I wanted to replace it with one that tasted similar to the one that I had loved for years and years. And so that was really my first deep dive into creating really, really good teas. And so we make our chai with rooibos tea, also known as a red tea or red bush tea, and honeybush tea, also known as mountain tea. And both of those teas are low in tannins and do not have caffeine, which we really like.
Right.
And they're very rich in antioxidants. And then we add warming spices to them, of course, cinnamon and cloves and allspice and nutmeg and a little bit of black pepper, cardamom. Yeah, all of those wonderful warming spices, a little bit of orange peel, and it's so yummy. And all of it, of course, is organic. We really are pretty clean about what we put in our bodies, and we only sell here what we would put in our bodies. We only carry what we would put into our own bodies. And so our warm comfort chai, it looks like this in the jar, and then we also have it available in bags and also pouches. So we have those always available in the shop, primarily in the fall and winter.
It's wonderful. Warming feels really good. You can drink it in the morning or the evening that way too.
Exactly, and that's one of the things I really like about it, because we often drink it as an evening drink in the winter and fall, when you want a warm drink in the evening and you don't want any caffeine.
And so how long do you need to steep this one?
So, most of our herbal teas, if they're made with like black tea, green tea, or white tea, which all come from the Camellia sinensis plant, those need to be out of the water in 3 to 4 minutes. Right. But all of our other herbal teas, including the chai, you really want to steep for at least 20 minutes to really let those wonderful antioxidants and other good herbal constituents infuse into the water, so that you can drink them and have them become part of you.
Great. Yep, we enjoy it, and many people do, and they're already asking for
it.
So
yeah.
So we just got the packages all done up, and they're all on the shelf. So they will be there every week. We are packaging teas.
Yes. And we're open the first 3 Fridays and Saturdays, of course, each month here at the shop.
Yes. Once in a while, a book comes along that really strikes us or hits us just where we need to be, in the heart. That's right. And this was one that really did that for me, and it was given to me as a gift. And so thank you, Tanya, for sending it to me. She said, I know you will love this book, and I did. This is a book called Imagination, Prim, and it's written by Nancy Rowe Duncan. It is not a large book. It's just, not that many pages, but it's a wonderful book to read, especially in the month of October. It takes place in the 1600s, and of course, during that time, the witch trials were going on. So this is not a book about violence. This is just giving us a little history, and this is a historical novel. And I think it's important that we understand women's history a lot, so that we do not repeat it again.
Which we call our herstory.
Yeah, right? Herstory instead of history. That's true. Imagination is a woman of 70 years of age. And so, certainly I could relate to that, because I'm a little over that. It is of an older woman's book. We don't find books like that very often. She is a community healer. Back in those days, they had to have a lot of herbal knowledge, and it was gained really by listening to the plants and going out into the woods and walking in the woods.
And learning from those who knew.
In the meadows. It is about a year and a day in her life. So it's kind of written like a diary would be.
I love that.
I found it to be very compelling. I found it enjoyable, and it's about love and forgiveness. I did not want it to end at all. And so, I picked it up now for a second time in a year or two and read it again. And it's really good to just sit there and savor the pages. And there are places I just stopped because I wanted to savor that time or that something that was said. And she has some poetry in the book, and that just adds to it, just a little finishing touch. So I think that you would really love it, and even give it as gifts. Think about some of your friends who would enjoy this. This is not a book that might be just for herbalists, but she does talk about herbs a lot in it.
Which, of course, we love.
Yes, but she talks on how they were used, but that was their only medicine.
Right, of course.
And so that was all they had. And it was just, it's wonderful. We have the book in the shop.
Yes,
So
we're carrying it here at the shop,
yes,
and we can ship for sure.
We can. Just do yourself a favor and get the book. I keep it out on my coffee table right now. It's just a joy to look at because the cover is so neat. And I looked at the cover the first time and I thought, she almost looks like my great, great, great grandmother.
I love that.
3 times great grandmother. And you know, all of our knowledge and our history and a lot of our characteristics of ourselves come from our ancestors. And so
for sure.
this is a good book to read.
Perfect for going into this season.
Oh, perfect. So I'd like to read to you from page 1, just a little bit of an excerpt from the book. It is something that really hit home with me. It is about the plants.
It pulls you in.
It pulls you in completely. And I read it to Tamara, and she said, "Oh," and it's real good. They talk to her in a whisper no one else can hear. Wear me, carry me. I'll protect you in your travels. I'll promote wisdom, and the toads love me. Write a wish on a leaf and tuck it under your pillow. Harvest me at the full moon, and I will be your incense. Quietly she works among them. Their company is all she keeps. Her clothes bear witness to the aroma of earth. Planting in the spring and nurturing through the summer, she harvests at the fullness of fall and heals in the darkness of winter. They are her connection to the world, their roots reaching down to its beating heart. They aid in the language of bird and beast. Listen to them, and you will understand. Touch them, and you will be fed. Quietly she works among them. Their company is all she keeps. 'Tis enough. 'Tis more than enough.
Love it.
So this will set the tone for the book, and you will love it. So
for sure. Oh, how marvelous.
I'd like to show you a little project that I've been working on in the last couple of weeks because we carry them here in the shop and they're just lots of fun to do. These little pumpkins, this is one in progress, will look similar to this. And I'll show you how it's done real quickly. And if you need help, you can pop in the shop and I'd be glad to help you with it. So it's made with 2 rounds that I've traced onto some wool. And then the 2 rounds are pinned together and I stitch around. And there'll be one little area there that I leave open so I can stuff it with fiberfill. And I've marked it on there just so I wouldn't forget. I wouldn't stitch all the way around. And then turn it inside out to stuff it. And once it's stuffed, I put the ends together. Yes, I will sew those 2 ends together once it's stuffed. And I'll have something that looks more or less like a little UFO. And then I take the embroider floss and I will make segments into it that look like the wedges of a pumpkin. I pull the string tight. I take it down up the bottom center and it comes out the top center. Then I take it back down to another segment. And when it's all done, I stick on a twig and just glue the twig on and I have a little pumpkin. And that can just sit around on a shelf or any little place you might have that nook and cranny that you might want to fill with a pumpkin. And it's a symbol of fall always. So
super
our harvest.
Sweet.
It's so easy to make, and I think that you will really, really enjoy making.
And of course, as we are nearing October here, one of the things that we're always gearing up for in October is opening enrollment for our next year Home Herbalist Apprenticeship program. We will be opening enrollment for that program the first week of October. So if you are signed up to receive notification when that opens for enrollment, you'll receive that sometime the first week of October. It may not be exactly October 1st, but sometime during that first week. And then we are also planning, for those of you who are on the list, we're planning a virtual open house so that we will meet on Zoom with those who are interested. If you have any questions, and we can talk a little bit about the program then too, for those who are interested in enrolling next year. We are incredibly excited about all the interest that we've had. And we love every year we meet so many amazing people come through the program and learn about how to be a confident home herbalist, how to work herbs into their life, into their kitchen, into their day by day, every day of their lives. And that's really what we do. We teach people how to walk the earth as a home herbalist and how they walk through the seasons, working with the cycles of the moon, and really deeply connect with Mother Earth and the plants that grow that we can partner with. for healing and wellness. And so we hope that you'll join us. It's a transformative experience.
It is.
And you get to really connect with a lot of other people who are like-hearted.
Have a wonderful full moon week.
Yes. Good earth blessings to you.